bigcal and welcome to my world. Firstly, if it looks like I'm hot and sweaty, it's because I am. It is red hot here in England right now and I absolutely hate it. Stop it. Anyway, today's video is a recent video game pickups video. Yay! Had quite a few things this month, so let's get started with a PSP game. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Party Edition. I have yet to actually test this out just because I need to charge up my PSP. But, you know, it's a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game. There is single player, but then there's also plenty of multiplayer options. We can swap the other PSP around and do that. I think you can also link up to for local, where you only need one copy of the game. You can have two PSPs. And back in the day, of course, when it was out, originally there was an online thing to play online. So, yeah, just another Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game. I'm a big fan of those. Next is a game that was off my most wanted video games right now, video that I did a while back. And it's one of my absolute favourite Nintendo DS games. Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. It is a fantastic RPG game. It is my favourite Dragon Ball related game. It is a fantastic RPG and I got it 6 days ago and I've already completed the main story and now I'm just going through levelling people up, collecting Dragon Balls and just preparing for the secret boss fight, which I won't spoil for anybody. But it's a very good game. It looks wonderful. It is genuinely one of the best looking DS games in my opinion, especially in terms of RPGs. So colourful and bright, the sprites look fantastic, levels look wonderful where you're wandering around, music is great, animations for all the attacks is absolutely top notch. It's a wonderful game. If you can get hold of it, definitely try and get it. It is pretty difficult to get these days. It doesn't come up often on eBay and sites like that, I found, and when it does it's a bit pricey, like £30 is what this one cost me, but I was happy to pay for it because I love this game. Next is a 3DS game, and it is Dragon Quest VII Fragments of the Forgotten Past. Now, Dragon Quest VII originally came out on the PlayStation 1, but it did not come out here in Europe. We did not get a single Dragon Quest game until Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2. So, very happy to get the 3DS version of it. I've already played about 15 hours of it so far. Admittedly, I did stop playing just to play this because I love this so much. But I have been having a ton of fun with this, and as far as I'm aware, I'm still only on like the first act. There's still, for instance, I don't have a vocation yet in the game. It seemed we got up to that point, but then it turned out to be a trick, so we have to beat some demon, and then it looks like I'll be able to unlock vocations, and I can choose to become, you know, whatever it is, a mage, a warrior, things like that. And that's only like in the second part of the game that unlocks. So can't wait to play even more of this one. Bunch of PS3 games now. These all came today and yesterday actually. The first one, XCOM Enemy Within Commander Edition. Now on the PC, as far as I'm aware, there was XCOM Enemy Unknown, and then Enemy Within contains Enemy Unknown plus all the expansion that Enemy Within has. On the PlayStation, I think there are actually two separate games. But then this Commander Edition has both of them together like they are on the PC. I have played a couple of hours on the PC. I was originally going to do a Let's Play of it like a year ago, but I had some issues recording the footage on the computer as well as my voice, so I gave up. But now I've got the PS3 version, so at some point I probably will play through and maybe even do a Let's Play of it. Next is John Woo Presents Stranglehold. This was a nice cheap game. It looks really fun, but you know, John Woo style, and you're just going around with the bullet time stuff. You know, you're diving and sliding all over the place and just blasting the shit out of people. I played about 10 minutes of it only just to test that it works, record a bit of footage for this, and I had a ton of fun. I suck at aiming, so that's something I'll have to get better at, but so far, really fun game. Love the God of War series. Obviously, there's a new God of War coming out on the PS4 within the next year or so. I don't know if there's been a date announced for it. I think it is February 2018. But there are lots of clone games out there. One of them on the PS3 is Dante's Inferno. And it basically, I think, does it go, is it, I think, is it still within the same sort of Greek mythology? I want to say, I'm not entirely sure, but it plays very similar to God of War, and it's actually supposedly a hidden gem on the system, so can't wait to get into it more. I have played a little bit, and it is very fun. Another game that's sort of like a God of War hack and slash, but it's a lot slower with the combat, at least from what I've played a bit so far, and that is Viking Battle for Asgard. Now we have the Norse mythology rather than the Greek mythology. I'm a huge fan of all the old stuff. Current religion, as well as being obviously utter bullshit, like all this stuff was, as in it's not real, it's boring as fuck. You go back to the olden times, Norse mythology, Greek mythology, you've got all these different gods and all these different powers they have, and it's so much fun to learn about. So I'm a big fan of playing games that involve that. This is one of them. It was very cheap. It's sort of a hack and slash game as well, but a bit slower. But it's set obviously in the Norse mythology that we know from the likes of Thor, who's popular these days for Marvel. So look forward to that at some point. A couple of PS2 games. I've yet to test these. One is Gran Turismo 3, cost a whole 50 pence. I've got 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 1, so yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a try and seeing if I can get into racing games properly. Another cheap PS2 game, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. My friend Tom actually mentioned this game to me the other day, so when I saw it cheap, I thought I'd pick it up. Basically play Lord of the Rings style game, but huge battles. So yeah, I can't wait to actually give that a try. Wii U game, one of the more recent Wii U game releases, and probably one of the very last big game releases that's going to come out on the system. There'll be a lot of shitty shovelware, no doubt, but Just Dance is coming out for it soon, as well as the Wii. But who the fuck cares about that gaming franchise, honestly? But anyway, it is Darksiders War Mastered Edition. I got Darksiders 2 in a humble bundle on the Wii U, played a bit, thought this is fantastic. I was going to get the first one and I found out, they're remastering it, sorry. And this was originally coming out in December of last year. I pre-ordered it, but then it got pushed back, and eventually I cancelled my pre-order, not thinking it was not going to come out at all. Then they finally decided, yep, it's still coming out, and I pre-ordered it again and got it. Haven't played it yet, but I will have to, of course, sit down one day and play through both of the games. And lastly, MacDonald's Global Gladiators on the Sega Mega Drive. It is a 2D action platformer, I guess. There's platforming, and you shoot things, you're clearing up like slime and goo and toxic and shit, and then they just throw a McDonald's logo on it, and it's all of a sudden a McDonald's game. It was cheap, complete in box, very good condition, so I just decided to pick it up because why the fuck not? And those are my recent gaming pickups. I will be doing another video right after this, recording it at least. It'll probably be up tomorrow, the day after I put this one up, on my non-gaming pickups. So thanks for watching, I'm bigcal, and I'll see you again next time.